I have the method right now. What should we do here? Let's create a string, and I will create a string in the main method. Then I will send it to this method. String. I will write another name, star. First star, no, star 111. Just I wanted to show this name does not matter. It can be anything. Java is getting better when we practice. This is our string variable. Let's send it to the method. The name is a reverse string. And here inside of it, I will send a string. Let's send this one, str 111. This variable will come here. And inside of this method, its name will be str. It's very important. As you can see, they are not same. And this method is not connected with the main method. So this str 111 will come here, whatever it has the value, and it will be this one, of course. Then I should continue from here. From now on, I will use str name. Somehow I need to reverse this string, right? We have done we have solved a similar question. Now, how can we reverse it? I will go to the last one. I will write E. Then I will take the one before it, C, I, T, C, A, R, P. For example, practice. That's correct. Like this, it will continue. As you can, each time I will decrease the value by 1. This is like a loop, as you can see. We will use for I loop here. What will be the starting point? The starting number will be the length of this. Length of this. I'm sorry, str variable. But you know, index structure starts from 0, and this will be the last one's index number will be length minus 1 because it has started from 0. I will start from length minus 1. Starting point length minus 1. What is the condition? When, as long as it is higher or equal to 0, the loop will continue. As long as I is higher or equal to 0, loop will continue. This is the condition. Start is I equals to this value. I'll let me delete this part. And as long as R is higher than or equal to 0, the loop will continue. And the last part, each time we will decrease the value by 1. Decrement I minus minus. Oh, there's one more minus there. Let's create a loop. For I will start from star length minus 1. Star length minus 1. The condition, as long as I is higher or equal to 0, loop will continue. Each time, instead of increasing the value, we will decrease it by 1. So, okay, we have the loop. We will find the last character at first. Okay, I need to put it somewhere, right? Let's create a bucket and put the last character there. Then I will send the second one, C, and the third one, E. It will be a star variable, and each time I will send the letter I found to that string. Before the loop, let's create it. string reversed str. At first, it will have nothing, of course. Okay, now I need to find the last number. This will bring the index of this last letter, and I should add it to the string. Reversed string, each time it will be like this. I will send new letter to it, but before I need to write it again. Then I need to add the last letter and then previous one. It's very easy. Str char at I. First, it will bring to the last one's index. Then it will bring to the I will be the previous letters index. In the third loop, it will be this letters index. And each time, it will bring the character. Then it will add it to the reverse string. At first, it will be nothing. Let's check the first loop. At first, it is nothing, as you can see. There is nothing inside of it. And because of this index number, it will bring E. When we try to put together a string and a char, no string is strong. This one will also act like a string. And reverse string will be A. In the second loop, reverse string is A, you know. And I want to add the previous letter, C. And it will be like this, E and C. In the third one, that will be the last one, reverse string will be E and C. Then I will add I to it, and it will be E or E. And it will continue until it finds the first letter, and loop will end. At the end of the this loop, I will have a reversed str. Now, the method machine expects me to return the string. Return reversed str. So, you know, we have reversed str here. When I run this code, what will happen? Let's run it, and you will see nothing will happen. Nothing has happened because, yes, we use the method here, but we haven't used it. When we call the method, you know, it will act like this. It will delete itself, and the result will appear here. Reversed str, reversed or version of this str string variable will appear here. You can directly print it, or you can assign it to a variable. I will first assign it. Let's directly print it. So this time I will be able to see reversed str 111 here. Here it is. Java is getting better when we practice. Oh, I could be able to read it. Okay. I hope it's enough for this one. If you have any question, you can ask from anywhere, but I think, just like always, I won't have any question. So, okay. Let's continue. Well, now I will show you something, and it will be a good explaining, I think. Let's do a review here. CO4. Okay, we have created a lot of different methods. This method can calculate some of two numbers. We have calculated multiplication of two numbers. We put together two strings here, and we could be able to reverse a string variable in this class. Okay, we have created them in different classes and packages. So, can I use them from another class? Yes, of course, we should, because when we create the methods, I can put them in a method class, and from wherever I want in the project, I should be able to call them and use them. This is the first question. I will create the main method. I will enter two numbers. Integer A will be 10, our favorite number. Integer B will be 20. And the question is, calculate the product of these numbers. Without writing any code. I'm sorry, without writing any code. Of course, it is very hard. The system asks us to calculate multiplication, the result of multiplication of those two numbers. We should calculate 10 times 20. It's really easy. How can we do that? Actually, we have a multiplication method here. I will call it. But it is inside of this class. So this is like class name is like the address name. Also, package name is important, but most of the time class name will be enough to find the method. I know that my method is created in this method, in this class. Let's try to reach it. First, you need to write the class name. To reach a method from different class, first, we need to write the class name. Then the method name. CO1. Here we have a lot of classes, and I know that this is the one I'm looking for, and it is from the day Fortran methods package. This is the one I'm looking for. I was trying to reach this one, and it's under the package mentioned here. Okay, I will call this one dot. I don't want to reach the main method. I want to reach the multiplication method, and it will calculate result. It will multiply first number by the second one, and it will return an integer. You should be able to read this manner. This is the name of the method. This part between brackets, what values it is asking for, we should enter them. Then we should understand this last part. It will return an integer. The numbers we will use in the method, and this will be the result data type. Okay, first I want to multiply A by B, and this will return an integer. If you want to print it, just write dot sum. It will print the result. $200. It's working. Let's use this method this time. It's also very easy. Calculate sum of these numbers without writing any code, of course. You know, first we need to write the class name, C10 methods from the day 13, okay? Dot, calculate sum of two numbers. This is the name of the method. And as you can see, it's a void. Return type is void. This means it won't return anything. It will directly print whatever we asked for. If the return type is void, you do not need to do anything. You cannot assign it to anything because it is not going to return anything. It will return nothing. There will be nothing. It won't delete itself. It will just print the result. Oh, let me check something. Oh, I'm sorry. In this method, it does not have parameters, as you can see. It does not accept two numbers. It will just take them from user. So let's see what happens now. We cannot send those numbers to that method because we haven't designed the method like this. When I run the method, after writing 200, it will ask me to enter two numbers. As you can see, we could be able to directly call the method, but it does not the word we asked for, asks from it. If I enter the same numbers, of course, 10 and 20, it calculated another something else because we have changed it. Oh, okay, it did the work. But you know, we couldn't use this method because the method isn't designed like this. Let's write the explaining. This method we created in C on methods class is not designed to receive numbers. Instead, it takes them from user directly. So let's pass this one. Now let's try to use something else. I will write a string here. str1, it will be how. The second string will be str2. How good. I'm just making things up. Print, put them all together with a space between them. We have created a method for this, right? String concrete, and I will use that method right now. To call it, first I need to write the class name. CO2 string concrete, okay. Dot integration method, that's the name of the method. Then I should send the string variables. For the first string, I will send str1. For the second one, I will send str2. As you can see here, this part is very important. It will return my string variable. Don't forget that it will return us a string variable. It expects me to enter two string variables, and I will send str1 and str2. Now it's ready. The thing here, this one has a return type string. How it works, it will delete itself, and it will be like this. How and good will appear here. If you want to see it, you should print it, or you can assign it to some variable and use it. But if you want to just see it, we should print it. To print, I will write at the end .sum. When I run it, there, the one I'm looking for. How good. Appeared here with a space between them. We have created this string method like this. So with a single line, I could be able to use all those methods from another class. Okay. We have another method, a reverse string. Let's use it here. It's very easy. I will create a string, and I will call that method, and I will put the string I have created here. Then the method will reverse it. That's all. String str good. I just write a name, meaningless name, and we can write here something. Java is not easy, but by working hard, we can be a master. This is the Java string variable. So I will call this method from this class, and I will put this value inside of it. It will reverse it, and it will return me the result. To reach that method inside of this class, I know it's inside of this. I will write the class name CO3. Now, not the nested loop, you should be careful. I'm trying to reach the class O3 from the Fortin package. This is the one I'm looking for. Click, press enter, dot, reverse string. Let's try to understand what's written here. This is the method name, okay, the one I'm looking for. And I should send a string variable to it. It will return my string variable. It's very important. And I will send a star.good. There's no dot. And I'm planning to print it directly, so .sum. Java is not easy, but by working hard, we can be a master. Okay. It's a job right. It's a job right. It is working, I mean. So first I want to check something. Then, okay. Short review. If we have already created a method, by writing the class name, then the name of the method, we can reach it. For now, that's that easy, but in the future, we may add a few things to it. But don't worry, if you have created a method, especially a static method, what we have entered here. If you have created your method like this static method, just writing the class name and the name of the method, you can reach it and use it as many times as you want. And we did that, and we could be able to use them here. So we will create a method. Okay. Let's try to solve those questions. Create a method that prints the letters in the string given as input from the user. Okay, the method will print the letters. Okay, including the starting index, excluding ending index. Oh, interesting. According to the start and end indexes. Oh, if the user enters a number greater than end value, a start value, give an error message. If the user enters an index larger than the length, print error message. Oh, yeah, I got it now. It is just like a substring method. We will get a string variable from user. Including the starting index, excluding the ending index. For example, when user enters Java, and let me write index structures, index numbers 0, 1, 2, 3. We will create a method, and it will act like this. For example, user will enter 1 and 2. Everything will start from 1. Ending value will be 2, exclusive. So it will only print A. If the user enters a number greater than enter value, if the user enters 3.3, we will give an error message. Something starting from 3 cannot end with 2. Error. And if the user enters an index larger than the length, for example, if we have the maximum index is 3, if user enters 9, we will give another error message. That's all we need to do. Don't worry, it's not very hard. We will create a few if-else statements. Everything will, first we need to write the error messages. If everything is right, we will print the values. We will try not to use a substring method. Instead, we will try to handle it without using substring methods. We are creating the substring method. We will have our own substring method. If you could be able to understand the question, let me try to explain the logic before it. What we are going to do, it's very easy. First, we need to create the error messages, because before the process, we should check if there is a problem. Now we will check two conditions. If they are not right, we will write an error message. If everything is correct, as we planned, if user enters this kind of numbers, we will try to receive the letters from the entered string. We are not going to take it from user, don't worry. But we will try to work on a string variable. And if user enters 1 and 2, we will get all the letters between those numbers. Okay, let me get the question from the slide and we will try to solve it. I will also share it from Zoom channel. No, okay. Let me check somewhere else. Okay. Let's go back to the question. Questions. C05 substring method, our own substring method. Let me create a method here. Okay. I will create main method, then the question. It's a long one. Let's put them together. Okay, we have it now. Create a method that prints the letters in a string given as input from the user. Including the string index, excluding index, ending index, according to start and ending indexes, it will do that. If the user enters a number greater than the end value as the start value, give an error message. If the user enters an index larger than the line, print an error message. So let's create this string variable. String str. Java is so beautiful. Right. We have a string variable. Let's write the indexes. Integer start index, it will be 4. Anything integer ending index will be 5. Well, let's make it 10. And there should be a code symbol there. We will create a method. It will accept the string and the numbers. And according to this, it will print all the letters between those numbers. Let me write index numbers here. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 is the space, 5, 6, 7 space, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, I'm not sure. Where am I? 13, 14, 15, it will go like this. We are trying to print starting from 4. 4 is here. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, including the space. And ending 10. The 10 will be limit. So whatever between them, between those numbers, will be printed. Space is so will be printed according to the plan. If you can write method correctly, it will work that way. How do we create the method? Let's write a diagram before. Our method will accept 3 data this time. Str, a string variable, this will go here. Starting number, integer, here, this will go, this will use this gate, and ending index, another integer. This method will print the letters. So we do not need to return anything. If we are expecting to print it, it will just print them here on the console, print. This means return type will be void. If you can remember this, let me show you. This is the method type. Let's create it. Before forgetting it, let's create it. Public static comes from me, public static, and I should write the return type. We are planning to print the results, so return type should be void. The name of the method can be anything, or on substring method. Okay, let's put it here. And the body. I should create 3 gates, a string gate and 2 integers. String str, integer starting number, start number, and another integer ending number. Index can write anything. Let me put it here. It's better. I have created the method, and I have created the gate, string gate, starting number gate, and ending number gate. Whenever I am calling the method, I will enter those variables, and they will be processed in the method. Let me click to this diagram. We have the method right now. So we have the method. How we can do it right now? How we blend it? First, we need to check the conditions. If everything is right, we will process the string variable. If the starting number is greater than another number, we will write an explaining. If and the starting number is greater than ending number. If that's the case, this means there's a problem, Houston. So starting index cannot be bigger, higher than ending index. This is the error. The second is, if the user enters an index larger than the length, you will print an error message. Else, if there should be connected. If the first one is correct, we will check the second one. If the if ending index is greater than the length, ending number, if it is greater than the length, str length, we'll print another error message. So entered numbers cannot be higher than or greater than string entered string length. Character number, but I'm not going to work for it. How can I understand? As you can see, I did not mention ending number cannot be greater than entered string length. Instead, I write entered numbers because I know that if the first one is correct, the second one will be checked. And I am sure that start number is not greater than the ending number. The biggest number is ending number here in the second statement. If this is true, I'm sorry. If this is true, this message will be written. If it is false, it will come here. It means ending number is higher than starting number because it is false. If it wasn't, the code wouldn't come here. So I can write it like this. Else, if everything is all right, if those numbers are correctly entered, we will start printing the numbers. So, index, the user will enter the index numbers, not character numbers. So if user wants to start from 0, 1, 2, if user wants to start from 2, user will enter 2. I need to print all the letters. It means I need to create a loop. And this loop's starting value will be start number. Let me write it here. I will be equal to start number. What will be the condition? As long as I is smaller, sorry. As long as I is smaller than ending number, the loop will continue. Condition is I should be smaller than ending number. And each time we will increase the value by 1. I plus plus. Because starting from here, each time I will print the next letter. I plus plus. Now I know how to create the for loop. For I will start from the start number. As long as I is more than ending number, the loop will continue, and each time I will change the value by 1, just like I wrote here. I will delete all of them now. How will I print it? It's very easy. Salt str char at I. If user enters 2, it will start from 2, and it will continue printing the next number, next letter, until it reaches entered number, user entered. Ending number, user entered. So it should work, but I should delete this ln because I want to print them side by side. If you use ln, they will be line by line. So I want to see them like this. Let's print it. If everything is all right, we should be able to see the, come on, oh yes, I haven't printed the result. I haven't even called the method. I'm really sorry, we bought the robot, but we are not using it in the factory. It's just waiting in the storeroom. Let's call the method our own substring method. First, I need to send the string variable str, comma. Starting number will be the start index, comma. Ending number will be the ending index. So now it should work. Oh no. Oh, okay, it will directly print it. It's so just as we planned. If I make it, if I increase the value 15, there will be more letters here. It's so beautiful. What about 30? Entered numbers cannot be higher than entering string length. Okay, 25. Okay, still it is not working. It should work. I do not know the length of this string, so I just try to enter random numbers. Oh, we were very close. Okay. If I change the starting value to 8, so it's working. Oh, what happens if I enter 60 here? This time starting number is higher than ending index. Start index cannot be higher than ending index. It is working. And I will show you something else. This is str. We have substring methods just like this one. Begin index will be starting index. I'm just taking it from here, ending index. I'm just sending those numbers to this method, and let's print the result. And see. If they are same, this means we could be able to write a substring method. Oh, sorry. I should switch to the next slide. Just like we asked for. But let's add this part in the method, so automatically it will switch to the next line. Now I do not need to add anything between them. It will work. And if you ask me, our substring method is better. Because what happens if I enter 60 here? Original substring method throws an exception. It is explaining begin number is 20 and ending is beginning is 60, ending is 20, and the length is 23. I cannot do this like this. If the number you entered is out of bounds, except out of bounds, it should be between under this number. But our method gave a cool error message, and it has done its job. So let's make it 7, and let's make it a long, big number, and try to understand how it works. Again, our method gave an error message, but other one, the original one, threw out an exception. Same thing. What about this one? Both of them are under the lang. Again, there's a problem. The second one, original one, throws an exception. So it is working as we asked from it. And just like the original one, it gives us the letters between those numbers by using index structure. What happens if I enter another one? South, no, so not so, I'm sorry. Our own sig method. I will write a string here. Hello, how are you? Then I will enter and start index 8, and then ending 120. Can I enter random numbers? Oh, let's make it 15. Don't we have 15 numbers here? 20 numbers, 20 letters? I think not. How are you? Okay, it is working. Let me delete this one. It is working. This one has been printed. What happens if I use Java and low short one, and start number will be 10 and ending number will be 20? No, this one will give an error. Here it is. Our own sorry. And I will write something else. Test, test. And this time, the starting number will be higher than ending number. 20, 10. And we will see the next error message. The first error message, sorry. Our own method is working just like original substring method, as you can see. Okay, then this was a good question. I think I have covered a lot of different angles. I hope it wasn't hard question for you, and I hope you can solve it yourself. If you write them yourself, it will be easier for you to understand. Thank you very much. Let's have our break time. This time we will have 15 minutes. And hopefully I will see you after 15 minutes. Okay, let's continue. We won't need this one anymore. Yes, we have created our own substring method, and it has a little more advanced version of the original one. You know, each time, each color, if they cannot create a better method to solve questions, the coding will die. No, it won't, but don't worry. So let's try to solve another one. What do we have here? Let's go to the slide. Get the user's name and surname in the main method. Okay, we will ask for the name and surname. Create a method that returns first letters of the first and the last name as capitals. Okay. Oh, yes. First letters, it's very interesting. It shouldn't be plural. First letter of the first name and the last name, all of them should be capital. The rest should be in lowercase. User will end Ali and Yılmaz. Oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't be able to understand. First letter of first and last name, first letter of the first name and the last name should be capital like this. So it's correct. And the rest of the names should be lowercase, in lowercase. Okay. We will enter the names, for example, we will enter them like this. And the first letters of the name and surname will be capital. They will be as capitals. They will be capitals. And the rest letters should be in lowercase. Perfect. If you understood the question, let's try to solve it. Questions. CO6 questions. Main method and the question. Oh, it's a really long one. Okay. Oh, we are ready. Okay. So we have created the main method. And we will get the name and surname from user. It means we will use scanner, mail scanner system dot in. Okay, let's inform user what we are asking. So please enter your name. The train name will be taken from user. And for now, we don't accept a middle name. String, of course, first we need to inform user. So please enter your last name. Last name will be taken here. Okay, we have the name and last name now. Created method that returns first letter and last letter, blah, blah, blah. We will create a method. Let me draw it. This is the method. It will accept two strings, name and a surname. Name and surname. Okay, it will also return a string like this. So it will return a string. If it will return a string, you know, the return type should be string. It says create a method. Let's do that. If you understand this diagram, I will delete it. Oh, let me delete this part. Okay, let's create it. Public static comes from me, public static. And the return type, we have created it here in the diagram. It should be a string. And the name of method will be organizer. Organize. Or name, surname. That's the method's name. Let's write and organize. Organize name as surname. Okay. I should create gates for two strings, string name and string surname. We have everything ready now. Let's create the method. So this string, first I will create the string, organized new name and surname. Okay. First, when user enters like this, we don't mind how user enters it. The first letter, first I will try to reach the first letter, and I will make it a capital. How can I reach it? I will get the name here, right? The name of the name will be name. How can I reach the first letter? You know, I can use caret 0 to reach it, but when I do that, I won't be able to use upper string because it will be a char. Upper string is string method, so I have to reach it by using substring method. If I am planning to change the case, I should do it by substring. So I will use substring. Begin index will be 0 because I am trying to reach the first one. And ending index will be index 1. It will only reach the first letter, starting from 0, ending at 1. This is the first letter, A. And I should make it a capital to uppercase. If you are using Turkish language in your computer, you should make it English. I cannot see what's written there. Let me check it. All right, this is the one. Plus, you know, the rest of the name should be in lowercase. It should be printed as lower cases. So let's print the rest. How can I reach the rest of the name after the first one? It's pretty easy. I will say that substring start from index 1 and print all of it. That's all. I will delete this diagram. Plus name substring starting index is 1. I do not need to write anything. It will start from the index 1. The first one was 0. It will print live. And it should be lowercase, right? It should be in lowercase, to lowercase. Plus, we have finished printing the name as planned. Then I'm sorry, we have a little problem here. Okay. Okay, then I should, when I finish writing the name as planned, I should enter a space. Now I can start writing the surname. How can I reach the first letter of the surname? Just like this one. Surname dot substring. I want to start from substring 0, 1. And I want to make it a uppercase, right? To uppercase. I will use English rules. I should also do the same thing here. If you are using English in your computer, you do not need to do it like this. Okay, the first letter of the surname is capital right now, and I need to print the rest of it. Just like this one, I just need to change the name. This time we are planning to change surname structure. surname, substring, starting from 1, and all of them should be lowercase. And we should apply English rules. That's all. This is my method. And you shouldn't forget to return the string variable. I want to return this new name surname. Return new name surname. This should work. But don't forget that we have created the method, but we haven't called it from the main method. If you don't call it, it won't be executed. Organize name and surname. The name will be the name. It will be taken from the user and last name. This will return us Ali Yılmaz as it is here. If you want to see it, you need to print it. So okay, I will enter it like this. And the surname will be like this. And here, it's a good organizer, right? It organized all the letters just as we planned. We do not need to use it like this. If you can directly send the names and surname to it. Organize name and surname. I will write person. And the surname will be wrong. What happens if I write it like this? It will ask for a name from Nadine, then it will execute this code. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to print it. If you don't print it, it will hang over there. You have to print it to see the result. When I send name and surname, it will execute, they will execute it in code. I'm calling the same method one more time. This time it will be the organizer will organize the names. Sorry. So I'm randomly writing some things. And here, this is the this helps calculate name and surname random method. And here, Hassan Brown. You can use this application, this code, for changing the name at the end of emails. For example, usually you will enter his or her name somewhere, and every time you want to add the name like this at the end of the email, or you can create this code. User may choose how his or her name and surname will be printed after the email. For example, first one can be like this. Second option can be like surname might be all in capital letters and things like that. You can change, organize the letters as you wish. Okay, I think that's enough. We did it. It is working. Let me check if we have any question. No, we don't. If you have any question, you can write them from YouTube account, or you can use Zoom channel, or if you are using Slack channel, if you have that right, you can use Slack too. I checked all of them. Everybody understand. It seems like everybody understood the question. So let's try to solve another one. Third question. Get a positive integer from user in main method. Okay. create a method that checks if the entered number is prime number and returns prime or not prime as a result. We have covered this question too, but we haven't created a method for it. When you create a method, you can use it from everywhere in the project. So let's create a method for this. Now let me copy the question. Okay. If I can find our intelligence, oh, here it is. Questions. New question is coming. CO7. Questions. Main method. Another question. Oh no. Method. And returns. We will get a positive integer from user in main method. Don't forget that we are going to take it in the main method. Then we will create the method. It means our method will have a diagram like this. It will receive an integer. And in the coding, it will check it. If it is a prime number, it will return as a string. Oh, yes, it returns. It is not printing. It's very important. It will return prime or not prime. Yes, there are two different options here, but still there will be only one result. It's very important. You cannot return two different results from a method. The method, the return type, the return value will change according to the number, but still there will be only one string variable to return. This will be the diagram. Let's start the first step. Let's get the number from user in the main method. I am in main method, as you can see. Getting a number from user is very easy. Scanner, scan, new scanner system .in. Let's inform user. So please enter a number. Then I will store it. Integer number. Scan next int. We did it. We have received a number from user. Okay. Then create a method. You know, if you are planning to create a method, it should be outside of the any method, but still inside of the class. Public static comes from me for now. Public static and the return type. What do we expect from the method? What will it return? A string data, right? It will print something. It will return a text, prime or not prime. Okay, so I should write string here. The name of method is prime number and the gates. What will it receive from the user or from the code? It will receive an integer. Integer number. That's all. It will return a string and it will receive an integer. Then we call it. That's all we need to do here. We have created the method. The rest will be about your knowledge about the previous questions. We will check if this number is a prime number or not. Let's check that. How can we check that? The logic is very simple, actually. We will create a loop. And we will start from 2. You cannot start from 1. And alter the number itself. We will check all this number and we will try to divide the number itself by these numbers. It means we need a loop starting from 2 and smaller than number. We will try to divide the number by those numbers. If you cannot divide it by those numbers, it means it's a prime number. Okay, let's create the code now. Start number is 2 for I will start from 1 and 2 because every number can be divided by 1. We do not need to check it. And it is not a condition to be a prime number. Everything should start from 2 when we are testing if it's a prime number or not. The last value of the I should be smaller than number entered here. I can. And each time I will increase the value by 1 because I want to check all the numbers. So, loop is here. If when we divide the number, if you divide number by that I, if the result remainder is 0. If any number between 2 and the number itself can divide the number without any remainder, it means this is not a prime number. If this is correct, we will print something. Or we are planning to print, instead of printing, we should return it. So I will create the result here. String result. At first, it will have nothing because we don't know it's a prime or not. If the number can be divided by any number, the result will be not a prime. The result will be not prime. One is enough, right? If number can be divided by any number, it's more than enough to declare that it's not a prime number. So I will stop loop here. I do not have to check anything else. Loop can stop here because I found what I am looking for. How can we stop it? I will write break here. So at the end, where loop ends, here it ends. I know I created a string result type, return type. I should create a return because I want to return something. I will return result, okay. But you know, if it is not a prime number, okay, it will print prime number. But if it is, what will happen? I can write it like this. If nothing happens, it will write prime. If it is not, it will change the value here, and it will be not prime. And whatever it is, it will be printed here. If the result is prime, it means it hadn't been changed in the loop, which means none of those numbers could be able to divide the number itself. And it will be like this, without changing the result, which was prime, it will be returned wherever method is called. This part is important, and let me check if we have any question. No, we don't. Okay. So let's see if it's working. Oh, we have created the method, but we haven't used it. So let's use it. I will delete everything. Is prime number, and I should enter the number here. Number. And you know, if it will return the result, I should print the result. Now let's see if it is working. I will enter 13. It's a prime number. Perfect. Let's use 20, not prime, working well. 111, not prime. I know it can be divided by 3. What about 107? Oh, it's a prime number. Interesting. Let's ask Google. What a big prime number. Do we have bigger numbers? What's this? Let's move on this page. I'm trying to find a big prime number here. Oh, that's right, big prime numbers. I have, oh, here they are. What about this one? I was expecting bigger number. Oh, it's prime. If I increase the value by 1, it won't be a prime number, right? 6, not prime. So it is working, like I told you, without any problem. We have a bigger one. What about this? Well, as you can see, it is checking all the numbers before this number to reach this number. And checking, the computer is dividing this number by all the numbers before it. And I cannot find any number that can be divided by, that can divide this number. Because of that, it's writing prime number. If I try to print the values, so let's check how many numbers it checks. So I'm going to enter this number. It is checking all those numbers, but printing them takes time. So the process is being printed. If you do not print the numbers, it takes less than a second, but when we try to print all of them, as you can see, it took a little longer time. Oh, what's that? Sorry. It is flashy here. I think a storm is coming. Okay. We want to see all the numbers. Let's check what we will see tomorrow. You can solve this question for yourself. If an integer from user main method, create a method, find something positive. Oh, you can solve it yourself. Tomorrow we will start with overloading. Let me explain a few things about it. Now, overloading means, don't worry about the meaning of this word. We are going to give a method more than one responsibility. For example, this uppercase method. When we call it, there are 3 same named options here. Actually, they are same method. All of them belongs to the same method, but we have 3 different options to do different things. You can write it like this. You can write a local or a local root. All these 3 methods, actually they are one, but it has different features. They do the same thing, but the progress is a little different. And yes, for the substring, it is also very same. You know, we have 2 different features. We can use it we can use it by a single integer, or we can write 2 different integers. The process is totally different according to what you enter there. Oh, it is coming again, sorry. So, yes, if you write on a single integer, it will start from that integer and print all the rest of the string. If you use the integer, it will start from the beginning index and it will end at the index of what you have entered there. Yes, as you can see, by changing the entered values, by changing the entered numbers 1 or 2, you are changing the function of the method. It's called overloading. We are giving more than one responsibility to same method. And actually, this is good for us. We can use same method for different purposes. Here we have a lot of different multiply options, and we are going to create them tomorrow. And according to the values we enter here as a parameter, the method will try to execute different calls. But for today, I think it's enough. We will continue tomorrow. If you have any question, please do not hesitate to ask. You can write it as a comment under this video, or you can directly send it to me. Thank you very much for today. We will continue on Saturday and Sunday too. I hope you will be there. I will try to share everything I know about coding. Good night. Thank you.